Welcome to Everyday English Practice channel. I would be happy if you subscribe to our channel. If you're watching this, chances are you're looking for ways to improve your English skills, and you've come to the right place. In this video, we will explore one of the most effective and enjoyable ways to boost your English: reading English books every day. Learning a language can sometimes feel like an overwhelming challenge. There are so many aspects to consider: vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and fluency. But don't worry. The great news is that one simple habit can help you improve all of these skills in a fun and engaging way. And that habit is reading. Whether you are just starting your language learning journey or you're looking for ways to refine your skills, reading books in English is one of the best things you can do to make progress. Now, you might be thinking, but I don't know where to start, or, I'm not sure if I have the time. Well, don't worry. In this video, I will share with you why reading books in English every day is not just beneficial but also incredibly achievable, and why it's one of the most enjoyable ways to become fluent. Let's dive into why you should read English books every day and how this habit can transform your language skills. Reading helps you build a stronger vocabulary. One of the biggest challenges of learning any new language is learning new words. Every language has its own set of words and expressions that can seem completely foreign to beginners. Fortunately, reading is an excellent way to expose yourself to new vocabulary on a daily basis. When you read English books regularly, you begin to notice a wide range of words that you may not have learned in your classes or from other sources. The great thing about reading is that you encounter words in context. You see how they're used in sentences, which helps you understand their meanings much more clearly. When you learn a word in a dictionary, it's often difficult to remember, especially if you don't see how it's used in real-life situations. However, when you read a book and come across a new word, you often learn it in context, surrounded by clues that help you grasp its meaning. For example, if you read a novel where the character is walking through a busy market, and the text says, "The crowded street buzzed with activity," you'll understand that buzzed means a lot of noise or commotion because of the context. When you see words used in different contexts, you understand their meanings better, and that helps you remember them more effectively. As you continue reading books, you'll naturally encounter words that are relevant to the topics and themes of those books. This is important because you'll not only increase your vocabulary but also learn words that are used in real, everyday situations. The more you read, the more words you'll learn. And the great part is, you'll start using these words in your own speaking and writing, which leads to more confidence when you're expressing yourself in English. Reading improves your grammar in a natural way. Grammar is often viewed as one of the most difficult parts of learning English. There are so many rules to remember, such as how to form sentences, use tenses correctly, or apply punctuation. But there's no need to worry about memorizing endless rules because reading can help you learn grammar in a natural and effortless way. When you read English books, you expose yourself to grammatically correct structures used by native speakers. You see how different tenses are used in various situations, how questions are structured, and how sentences are formed. For example, when you read a book where the author uses past tense verbs to describe something that happened in the past, you understand how past tense works by seeing it in action. It's a more organic way of learning, compared to studying grammar from a textbook, where the context isn't always as clear. Over time, as you read more books, you start to internalize grammar rules. You recognize how sentence structures work and begin to subconsciously apply them when you speak or write. Instead of memorizing specific rules, you're learning grammar through exposure and practice, which makes it feel much more natural and less overwhelming. Reading is also great because it exposes you to different writing styles and variations of grammar. For example, you might read formal language in a business book, conversational language in a novel, or academic language in a research article. This variety helps you understand how grammar changes based on context, which is an essential skill for any language learner. Boost your fluency with regular reading. One of the ultimate goals for most English learners is to become fluent, that is, to be able to speak and understand English easily and naturally. Fluency isn't just about speaking quickly. It's about being able to express your thoughts clearly and easily without overthinking. Regular reading can help you achieve this goal by giving you the practice you need to become more comfortable with the language. When you read books in English, you expose yourself to the natural flow and rhythm of the language. You become accustomed to how English sounds when it's spoken or written, which helps you develop a more intuitive sense of the language. For example, you'll get used to the order of words in sentences, how different phrases are used to convey ideas, and how punctuation helps to clarify meaning. The more you read, the more familiar you become with common sentence structures and expressions. This means you'll start to recognize patterns in the language, which helps you speak and understand English more easily. The more you practice, the more fluent you become. You start thinking in English instead of translating from your native language, which is an essential step toward fluency. By reading regularly, you also expose yourself to different accents and dialects. Many books, especially those written in English by authors from different parts of the world, use different expressions and regional language patterns. This helps you become accustomed to understanding different ways English is spoken, making you more adaptable when you encounter different accents in real-life conversations. Enhance your writing skills through reading. Reading not only helps improve your speaking skills, but it also plays a crucial role in developing your writing. The more you read, the more you're exposed to different styles of writing. You start to notice how authors organize their thoughts, use different sentence structures, and express ideas effectively. This can inspire you to improve your own writing. When you read a novel, pay attention to how the author builds their characters, describes settings, and creates tension in the story. Notice how they use adjectives, adverbs, and figurative language to bring the story to life. By reading these techniques, you can learn how to apply them to your own writing, whether you're writing essays, emails, or even creative stories. Reading also teaches you how to communicate your ideas clearly and concisely. By seeing how professional writers structure their sentences and paragraphs, you learn how to organize your own writing better. If you want to sound more persuasive, more descriptive, or more analytical in your writing, reading can provide you with all the tools you need. Furthermore, reading books in English broadens your understanding of how different cultures express ideas, which can influence your writing style. Whether you're writing about a particular subject or expressing a personal opinion, the way you communicate is often shaped by the language and culture you're immersed in. By reading books from authors of various backgrounds, you gain insights into the many ways ideas can be presented and understood. Broaden your horizons with new ideas and perspectives. Reading books in English not only helps with your language skills but also opens your mind to new ideas, cultures, and ways of thinking. Each book you read introduces you to different worlds, different people, and different perspectives. For example, you might read a science fiction novel that takes place in a future world, or a historical book that explores a time period you know little about. By reading regularly, you gain a deeper understanding of other cultures and ways of life. You start to see how people from different backgrounds think, act, and view the world, which can help you become more empathetic and open-minded. This is especially important in today's globalized world, where understanding and appreciating other cultures is essential. Reading also encourages critical thinking. When you read, you're not just passively absorbing information, you're actively engaging with the material. You start to question what you read, analyze the arguments presented, and form your own opinions. This is a skill that will benefit you in all areas of life, from discussing current events to making informed decisions in your personal and professional life. Improve your focus and concentration. In a world full of distractions, it can be hard to concentrate on a single task for an extended period of time. But when you read a book, you are training your brain to focus and concentrate. Reading requires your full attention, which helps improve your ability to focus on other tasks as well. The more you read, the better you get at concentrating. You train your brain to stay focused for longer periods, which helps you with everything from studying to working on projects. Over time, reading becomes a routine that enhances your cognitive abilities and attention span, which benefits your overall learning and productivity. Build a positive, sustainable learning habit. Finally, one of the best things about reading books every day is that it helps you build a positive and sustainable habit. Consistency is key when learning a language, and reading is one of the most effective ways to stay consistent in your language practice. By setting aside a few minutes each day to read, you make steady progress over time. You don't need to spend hours reading every day. Just 15 to 30 minutes of reading each day can make a significant difference in your English skills. As you build this habit, it becomes easier and more enjoyable to keep going. The more you read, the more you want to read, and the more confident you become in your language abilities. Reading English books every day is one of the most powerful and enjoyable ways to improve your language skills. It helps you build a larger vocabulary, understand grammar more naturally, and develop fluency in speaking and writing. It also broadens your perspective by exposing you to different ideas, cultures, and ways of thinking. So, make reading a part of your daily routine, and you'll see how much progress you can make. Start with books that interest you, and don't be afraid to challenge yourself with more complex material as you improve. The key is consistency, so stick with it, and soon enough, you'll notice a significant improvement in your English skills. Happy reading, and best of luck on your journey to mastering English.
Like, share, subscribe.